Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you for gathering here on this dark winter's night. I have summoned you here to make a choice, a very serious choice, a choice that would not only determine your future, but quite possibly the future of your friends and family also. I'm sure you've all heard of the Cybermen. As the conditions on the surface of the planet worsen, the committee have plans to convert more and more of us into cold, emotionless soldiers, until there are no real Mondasians left. As Christian men and women, servants of God, it is our duty to make a decision. Through God, we are granted eternal life in heaven. Therefore, if you are a true follower, then you must reject and resist the committee at all costs. Maybe the storms on the surface are God's way of telling us that our time on Mondas is up. Perhaps we should embrace death instead of trying to overcome it. If you are not prepared to do this, of course, you are not true followers of God. You must make a decision, and you must choose wisely and carefully. Once you have allowed yourself to be contained within a metallic suit and have your limbs replaced with spare parts, with no emotions or conscience, there is little room for turning back. If you are no longer willing to follow God, in exchange for an upgrade from the committee, with regret, I must ask you to leave this church.
Get in the church!
We're already in the church.
Good, good. Well, in that case, I've done as I asked. I'm sorry, but they've found you. I'm sure you know what that means.
Oh my, God help us.
We're going to need all the help we can get. That means all of you! Merry Christmas!
Doctor, you came.
I'm sorry?
How do you do it? You don't look a day older. Really.
Who are you?
Of course. You don't remember, do you? It's not happened for you yet. But it's been at least 100 years for me. I'm Professor George Pedler. You last met me when I was a little boy.
Of course. Gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
I'm sorry.
Do you have any gold in here? The Cybermen, they're allergic to it.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Throw it to me. Quickly!
It's only gold-plated.
It'll do. Right. That should buy us some time. Any questions? Actually, don't answer that. I'm too busy.
What did you do?
Well, I just amplified the effect of the gold on the Cybermen with my sonic screwdriver, creating a force field of sorts. Should hold them off for a little while.
How long have we got?
Wait! Shut up! What's your name?
George.
George?
George Pedler.
Good. There'll be something very wrong if it wasn't. Me? I met you as a little boy.
A century ago, more or less.
So why have you summoned me here?
Because you told me to. When I was just a child, you said you were a time traveler. You said you had been sent here from the future. And that it was vital. I remembered to tell you when the time came. From my perspective.
Where did we meet?
The church. The oldest church on Mondas.
Mondas? But are we still on Mondas? Is this Mondas?
Oh yes. I never did leave home.
You're a Cyberman.
No. Quite the opposite.
Sorry, I don't get that. I can't comprehend what you're telling me. You're an old man. Probably. Dying. Probably. With metallic spare parts for limbs, mounted to a life support chair that's connected to your body with bulging grey wires. If that's not a Cyberman, then I don't know what is.
It's the only way I could fight them. Becoming as much like a Cyberman as possible, without actually undergoing a conversion. I knew it would come to this eventually. I devoted my life to science, hiding away from the committee. I was building my own life support system. 100 years this took me.
For what? What is the point in surviving in this day and age, under the reign of the Cybermen?
I'm the last Mondasian on this planet. The only one left. Back on that terrible day, you told me that was fixed. You kept talking about fixed points in time, and how you couldn't change what already happened.
And what did I actually do on that day that matters so much?
You saved my life.
So, I've got myself caught up in some kind of Bootstrap paradox. Events from my future that will influence your past.
Time cannot be rewritten.
Indeed. All of reality is at stake until I go in that church and save your life. There are infinite potential timelines at that one little point. It's funny though, because you're a Mondasian, yes? Well, guess what? All the Mondasians die out. Every single one converts into a Cyberman. It's basic history. So why would I decide to save one? To save you?
I'm sorry.
I shouldn't even be here. I've seen the future of the Cybermen. This is their genesis. It is in itself a fixed point in time. If I were to change something now, millions of futures would be different. The whole of space-time would fall apart.
But will you do it? Will you save me?
I don't know. I may not have a choice. But what I do know is that something's not quite right here. Nothing makes sense. Right. Now that I've sourced out the Cybermen, let's resume this meeting. Look, if I'm honest with you, I've come here for your help. You're all good people. Probably. I need you to help me make a choice, because even I'm not sure what to do this time. Imagine an extinct species. I don't know. Let's say the woolly mammoth. You watch them all die out, one by one, until there are none left. Wait, no. That's a rubbish example. Imagine caterpillars. Lovely little caterpillars. Then slowly, they all turn into butterflies. But not ordinary butterflies. Evil butterflies. Horrible creatures that want all the other caterpillars to be like them. Now, imagine you had a time machine. Imagine you travelled to the future, only to find that all the evil butterflies die out. Well, they don't really. But that's not the point. Basically, you find one single caterpillar. A perfectly ordinary caterpillar that somehow survived. Perfectly innocent and harmless. but still with the ability to turn into an evil butterfly. It doesn't, but it could do. You really don't know where you're going with this, do you? Not really, but I can't exactly stop now, can I?
It's a metaphor for humans and Cybermen. I've seen stuff like this before.
What would you suggest then?
How do you mean?
Well, would you kill the caterpillar?
Why would I do that?
Has anybody been listening to a word I've said? Vicar, is there some kind of basement underneath this church?
Yes, an underground vestry. Why?
I think we're going to need it. No time to explain. Could be power of 3. In which case, we've got one more knock left. Or maybe he knocks 4 times. Get in the basement! Quickly!
You will become like us.
Shame. I quite like that design.
Explain.
Sorry. No.
What are we going to do now? They're going to kill us.
The door will hold them off for a little longer. Gives us time to formulate a plan.
What kind of plan?
I don't know. Not yet.
Who are you? And why did you come here? If it wasn't for you, there's a chance none of this would have happened.
No, you're wrong. This would always have happened. This always happened.
Who are you?
I'm the Doctor. I'm a time traveller. I whiz through space and time in a little blue box, helping out, saving people. But sometimes I get caught up in situations that would be best left alone. Time is a funny thing when you're a time traveller. It never happens in the right order.
Wait, so you've seen the future?
Many times. Many futures. What happens to us? Well, it depends who you mean by us. If you're referring to the fate of the Mondasians, in the grand scheme of things, well, I can't tell you that.
How do we know you're telling the truth then?
How would you know if I was telling the truth if I told you?
Are we all Cybermen? In the future?
Yes. It's obvious. If the future was bright, then he could have told us. It wouldn't make a difference.
Correct. Top of the class. And you can't change the future that's already happened. That's the dilemma I face practically every single day. Pedler, I've seen your future. I know that you survived this, because I've met you. Older you. I've been sent here to save your life. To make a fixed point in time happen, in order to prevent the end of the universe. As for the rest of you, I just don't know. I'm treading on ice. A big thin sheet of timey-wimey ice. And I'm sorry, but I can't help save you. You must work that one out for yourselves.
You can't just leave us like that.
I've got to. Right now, I don't know if you survive. I can't make that decision for you. If I saved just one of you now, when you were meant to die, there'd be catastrophic consequences. Big fat reapers in the sky.
Are you insane? Nobody's meant to die.
You can't control time. You can't manipulate events, picking and choosing who you want dead and alive. I could let you all die. Let you all be converted into Cybermen. On the other hand, I could save you all. Let you all live.
But he's my son.
Yes, and I can save him for you. But I can't save anyone else.
If you save me, will I be the last caterpillar?
I'm sorry?
You were talking about caterpillars and evil butterflies.
When? I don't remember that.
When we were back up in the church.
I was probably just rambling. Don't worry about it.
But if you let me live...
Really, I did ask you quite nicely. Now you're making me doubt myself.
But if everyone in the future is a Cyberman, then how can he possibly survive?
100 years. A life dedicated to scientific research. That's what he told me. The last Mondasian. Oh. Of course. Sorry, but I've been really stupid. It does happen sometimes. Quite often, actually, now that I've reached 2000. Anyway, if no Mondasians survive, he must have been a Cyberman. He was a Cyberman all along. He wanted me to change time, to save his soul, to stop him from being converted. There's no such thing as the last Mondasian. It was all a lie. Deep down, I knew it. I'm sorry. I can save you all. I was just having a bit of a moment. I need to go and get the idol from the church. It's the only way we can defeat the Cybermen. Once we've got rid of them, I can take you to my spaceship outside.
What if they kill you first?
They won't. I'm good at this sort of thing. I've had lots of practice with Cybermen over the years. The years that are to come. It's complicated. If I, don't come back within 5 minutes...
What? What do we do?
It doesn't matter. I'll be back. I'm sorry. You lied to me.
I'm sorry?
You know what I mean. You're a Cyberman. You pretended you were something else.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I wasn't wrong. I haven't created any paradoxes. Explain yourself. Explain why you did this. You really don't know, do you? You still think you're a Mondasian. But you're not. Pedler, I'm sorry. But they converted you. It was your subconscious. There's a small part of you that despises this life, that wished it had never happened. You wanted me to change your entire timeline, so that you didn't have to undergo the conversion process, so you didn't have to become a Cyberman. I didn't realise why.
Doctor, have I been dreaming all these years?
Yes. Wait. Dreaming? Of course! There's still you in there, isn't it? The young you. This was no ordinary conversion. They're turning you into a cyber planner.
What is that? What am I?
A special type of Cyberman. A strategic battle planner. They chose you because they needed a young mind, full of creativity and potential. Oh my. Pedler. I'm so sorry.
But can't you save me?
There is something I could try. But no guarantee it'll work. Come on, Johnny. It's time for bed. Let me help you. There we go.
Mummy,
Yes, darling?
will Santa bring me something tonight? Something for my legs.
We'll see. I'm sure he'll bring something nice. Whatever it is. Good night. I've always wondered what the true circumstances were surrounding the creation of the parallel universe Cybermen. Now I know who started it all. I did. Contained in this hard drive is the mind of Professor Pedler, a blueprint for the perfect Cyberman. Use it wisely. Merry Christmas, John Lumick.